kind of nice getting out of the house today. It's been raining since like Sunday. I'm picking up the sticks around the yard that fell from the storm. Let's see where I'm at. And we didn't really have any major winds or anything, but it's kind of nice just getting out of the house and picking up the limbs. It's really overcast, but hey, you know, it's better than being locked in. Let's go see what else we can get into. Got the chicken tractor back here. It's like a 800, oh nah, it's like 600 feet. Man, I'm out of shape. I haven't been to the gym in like, since this outbreak. I just got fat and lazy. I got the chicken tractor back here. I got another one I gotta move over, but it doesn't have wheels. Man, my legs are burning. I can feel it. I'm kind of actually psyched about it. I like doing leg workouts. They're my favorite workouts. It's just kind of weird because guys, statistically it's shown that guys don't like leg workouts. I don't know. They like arm workouts, you know? I guess that's why everybody has chicken legs. All the guys do. And it's actually the opposite for women. Women hate arm workouts. They love leg workouts. I don't know. I read that one time in like Men's Health or something. I don't know. But I've always loved leg workouts. Everybody in my family does. So I got another chicken tractor. This one's not finished. I got to move it over here real quick. And I'm leaving enough room between, you can't see it, there's a tree right here. I'm leaving enough room to mow in and around this stuff. This is kind of like the back corner. I just figured it'd be a good place to store it for the winter. And here pretty soon, I'll drag this other chicken tractor out and show you how we finish it out. It would be a good project. So let me drag that over here. So the blueprints for these things say to use 4-inch screws, right? You just saw that rip out. Now on that other chicken tractor, I replaced those because that same thing happened. I replaced those with like 6-inch screws, like big deck screws, right? Framing screws. So I guess the time has come. Let's replace it. So what was in there was let's see if we can get this to work for us today. So what was in there was a 4-inch duck screw. I like using torque head bits. You probably can't even see that. Focus. So that's a torque head bit. You can see it a little bit better on this one. And this is what I like to use around here. So this was a 4-inch. This is a 6-inch. And it's got a larger head on it. So it'll make life a little bit easier. So if you can't tell, I like Milwaukee. Impact Wrench does it again. You gotta have a good set of tools. Man, I got into some steel, some stinging nettle. We call it steel around here. There's some over there. Yeah, I like. You gotta have a good set of tools because things are always breaking around a homestead or around a small farm. It feels like you never get a break from fixing things. Matter of fact, I'm fixing to do a video on how to fix my tiller. I got an old Troy built, and I find it really hard to find anything on like YouTube or anywhere actually on how to fix those things. And I may know how to fix them, but I still like to watch other people fix them and try to get some good ideas. So I'm going to be putting that up pretty soon. But now it is fixed. 2 tips: always make sure that you count your screws, backing them out when you're in a pasture like this, and that you know exactly how many you put back in a box or in your pocket, because you don't want any cattle or horses to get that in the bottom of their foot. It's no tacos. The other thing is, on the design of this thing, on the blueprints, it had 4-inch screws with a, where is it? I can figure this out. There you go. A 2x4 running over here, or yeah, in the front, right? Can't figure this stuff out. So in this, let's see if I can do it. Maybe I can do it. Come through. There we go. So this board right there was a 2x4, and it's pressure treated. And what we found is that it needs to be replaced with like a 2x6 or double stack 2 2x4s up there, because it just doesn't have that strength, and then adding those longer screws. So you'll see me make those modifications on this one when I build it out. But right now, let's just move it. I'm glad that's over. Here's the tomatoes we planted about a week ago. They're starting to come up. Haven't done anything because of all the rain. So I'll just come through this and pull these weeds real quick. That's about it. One tomato died. The one that we were worried about, doing great. But the one back there, he was the last guy I thought would die. He died. But that's okay. I got another one coming up in the compost. I'll stick him in there later. He'll be a little bit behind these guys. So yeah. So I found a mushroom. There, you saw it. I threw it out over on the side. It's right there. I'm not too worried about mushrooms. They're spores. You know, they're like a mold. So they're gonna come up. The seeds are already there. So I usually just throw them outside of the garden or in the little black buckets. And then I just run them over with the lawnmower. And when I do, I always make sure to just kind of throw it away. The spores are still gonna get into the garden if they're there. So I don't really care. I've been working this garden now for this plot for 4 years, give or take, maybe more. And you still find traces of humans, you know, no matter where you go in the world. I've gone to some pretty far off the beaten paths places, and you still find Coke cans or little plastic toys. I think it's cool it's a turtle because I love turtles. It's like my spirit animal, you know. So I always keep, anytime I find anything that looks like a turtle or that is a turtle, I keep it. So God only knows how long this has been in here, but now it'll go on my desk at work. So it's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna talk about this garden. Tomatoes are over there. Just a hop, skip, and a jump over here. This is my lemongrass, our lemongrass, I should say. Cut it back all the time. There used to be one behind us, and they just get out of control. But weed control is really important in gardens. Notice how long it took me to do that one. If you come out at least once a week, that's all it takes. Just once a week, walk through, pick out everything you need. Now, there's a couple of little green stems over there that I didn't pick that look like weeds, but they're actually onions. I don't know where they're coming from. They're just onion seeds. I'm gonna leave them, let them get bigger. But that's why it's really important to learn to identify the difference between produce and weeds. This garden here, we weeded it about a week ago, and there's really no weeds. So I'm not gonna do anything there. Just leave it alone. But it's all starting to look really good. It's starting to go to seed. Let me move you around here a little bit. Sweet basil's going to seed. I don't think I'm gonna try to harvest any seeds from it. I need to cut back this French lavender. And look over here, man. I mean, look at this. The bees and the butterflies have been loving this right here. This is the mint. This is regular mint. The spearmint is not blooming. I don't know if it blooms. I don't know that much about it, but I mean the honeybees are just loving this, and the wasp. There's a mud dauber right there. And then the ginger's doing good. I'm probably going to leave it a little bit longer before we harvest it. And of course all the flowers got beat down by the rain. It's at the end of their season, and I need to go in there and clean that last flower bed, that last semi-raised flower bed. But this is it, guys. I'm not doing much more today. I think this is about it. So I think that's it for today. Ground's too wet. It's too soggy. Can't work in the garden. I'm wearing tennis shoes and they're soaked. So the ducks are enjoying it. There's really not that much you can do. You can't tell, but it's really overcast right now. It still needs a couple more days to dry out before we could get out here and really do anything. Chicken tractors. We built those, and all we needed was one. We built two, and we ended up buying some Cornish crosses to put in there, some babies, and grew them up, and we put them in the freezer. I mean, what else do you do with Cornish crosses? We didn't film it. My wife and my mother didn't really want to do that, film it while we were doing it. I don't think they were ready. It was the first time they were butchering anything, and that could be hard on people. That's something that you want to ease into, and just be considerate of other people, because it is a really wonderful thing to be able to raise your own food and your own meat and your own produce, but having to butcher it is really hard sometimes, and for some people as well. And it's the same thing with hunting or even fishing. One of my favorite pastimes, well, let me rephrase that, my favorite pastime is fishing. I love to fish, but it does make me sad. As much as I enjoy catching fish and bringing it home and eating them, 9 times out of 10 I find myself releasing them, because it's hard for me to bring them home sometimes, especially on certain species where it takes so many years for them to develop and stuff like that. So I usually find myself fishing for croaker, whiting, the stuff that a lot of people throw back, because I know there's an abundance of it, and I just, I don't know, it's easier for me, I guess. But I enjoy it, and I enjoy raising our food. That's why we do what we do here, is to become self-sufficient. And when you're trying to become self-sufficient, one of the biggest things is overcoming that and disconnecting yourself from pets and your food. And I think it's one of the best things you can do, because as Americans, especially as Americans, we do not have a relationship with our food. And I've always said that that's one of the reasons why there's so much obesity in America, because you go into McDonald's and you get literally a 50-count chicken nugget dinner, and one person will sit down and eat it. And I used to do that stuff. I mean, come on, look at me. I didn't get this way looking at food. But it's one of those things where if you raise the food, and you know how much effort and how much goes into raising it, and then you have a relationship with it that way, and then you butcher it, or you pick it off the vine, and then you have to process it, and then you have to can it, or freeze it, or pickle it, or whatever it is, you are way more likely to just eat a little portion and be very grateful for that little portion. And so I really think that is one of the problems that we have here in America. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't want to get into politics or anything. But it is nice to be able to grow fruit trees and go out there, and we have fruit trees along the back pasture, and in the summertime when I'm mowing, every time I'll go around with the tractor, I'll pluck like 2 or 3 fruits off of the tree and eat it as I go around and make my other loop. And it just is so much fun and so much joy. And it's a lot of fun and a lot of joy bringing family members and friends into your house and letting them pick that stuff. And that's a part of why we do what we do. So, guys, just getting used to this. It's new. And politicians, man, they're bad at this time of the year. That's why we do what we do. And we're new at this. If there's something that you would like to see, something that you'd like to hear, just let us know. Any questions or anything. But we're just going to keep dishing out these videos. I hope y'all are enjoying them. Who knows? Maybe it'll teach y'all something. Other than that, guys, keep it real.